Hello everyone. Super excited to share our work here and very many thanks to Pluralis for inviting me. And this is our iClear 2022's work about gossip-based decentralized learning. And I'm Tongtian Zhu from Zhejiang University, and my major work focuses on the interaction of decentralized learning and science of learning, or the deep learning theory. And since the great speaker in the morning has already introduced the background of decentralized learning, so I can just briefly recall the notions. Like in decentralized learning or gossip-based decentralized learning, we got local optimization of the loss function L and make local updates, and then do gossip-based communication with the communication matrix W. And the difference between decentralized learning and federated learning, we are obviously already experts of that, so let me just give out this. And here's another notion called local training. That means that there's no communication. And here we formulate the question of communication in decentralized learning is that we want to know if the communication budget is fixed, so how to allocate this kind of budget, meaning that if we're doing training and the communication is like total budget is fixed, so how to should we use it in the starting phase of training and the middle phase of training or the end phase of training. And this experiment shows that a pretty interesting result is that if we are if we cares about the ending task performance, and if we are using a high communication window during the starting phase, and you will see that the performance will be very low. But if we are focusing or concentrating our communication budget during the ending phase of the training, then the task accuracy will be very high. And I can let me recall that this case is the non-IID case. And we also do experiments in the IID case, and the trend is very similar. And the key finding is later communication is important. So this will because we know that the late phase communication is important, so we should know that how can the communication window can be. And the further question is, can we make it to be just one single communication run? Meaning that we can do a very sparse communication during the most case phase of training, and then just do a very short single communication. That means that we can save a lot of communication during training. And the surprising result is that if we compare federated learning and decentralized learning and local training, we can find that the decentralized part can be they can be communication efficient, and they can during the end of training we can see a huge jump of the task performance, and even better than the federated one. That's the most amazing results. And so how to explain this phenomenon? Let's look at the loss landscape. If we look at the loss landscape before the final global merging, we can see that the local parameters lies on the mountains, high mountains of the loss landscape. And if we put them together, meaning that we can look at their merging part, then we can find the landscape. There are a huge basin in that. So meaning that that's why if we're doing model merging, then there will be a huge jump of performance. And so what makes these models become mergeable? So does something important like communication plays a role? Yeah, the answer is yes. The orange one is the local training. They're meaning that there's no communication. And if we are doing model merging, then the performance will be very low. It's the lighter line, lighter curve. And for the blue one, it's the decentralized learning, and meaning that there's very sparse communication. And then if we're doing final model merging, it's the lighter line. And we can see that the lighter line is very higher than the darker blue line, meaning that if we have very sparse communication, then we can make the model to be mergeable to make the performance jump. But if we have no communication, that's not possible. So this is the recall of the performance jump. So how to explain this theoretically? Do you want to understand it, like its mechanism, not only the algorithm part? So this is kind of the implicit bias of decentralized SGD. So it's the framework to explain this. So what is it? It's like if we are training with decentralized SGD, meaning that the vanilla decentralized SGD, not like the other gradient part or some add-in, like something like that. It's just decentralized SGD with gossip training. Then we can have we can like link decentralized SGD with another famous algorithm called sharpness-aware minimization. That's, I think, the most interesting part, and it's our formal results. And we can see that if we're like optimizing and loss function L, and we're doing decentralized training, then it secretly optimizes another objective. It's very similar to the sharpness-aware minimization. And based on this link, we can give a new convergence result of decentralized SGD, and it's the merged model. So we can know that how the performance of the merged model is by looking at this new theorem. And if we compare with the prior work of today's former presenter Anastasia, and it's the formal rates, and we can find that the work, they say that if we're using decentralized SGD, then their convergence will be slower than the parallel SGD or the centralized SGD. Yeah, this is the green one. But our view gives a new like theoretical result by showing that if we're using decentralized SGD, we can only introduce a blue one. And the first orange one is like the same as the parallel SGD. So we want to know what's the sign of the green one, the blue one. It turns out that we can prove that for any topology, we can for any learning rate greater than 1 over L2, L2 is the smoothness factor, we can find a communication topology, meaning that we can control the communication budget to make the UT smaller than 0, meaning that we can give an acceleration over parallel SGD. That means that the consensus error in decentralized learning, they're not always like harmful to convergence. They can be sometimes beneficial to convergence. That's the most surprising result. And the intuition or the proof sketch is we're using our new theoretical framework to prove a new descent lemma of the decentralized SGD, and using the progressive sharpening of the loss landscape, meaning that if we're training on a loss landscape that is progressively sharpening, then with learning rate greater than 1 over L2, then the pink one will be strictly smaller than 0. That makes the convergence better. And that's the main takeaway is that in decentralized learning, later communication is important. Yeah, especially when the environment is heterogeneous. And strong performance do not always require full consensus. And the broader implication is that we can view decentralized learning not only as a communication constraint technique, it's a distinct area that with very rich phenomenon to study on its own. And this new perspective also open new avenues for like areas of model merging and communication efficient distributed training. And this is my contact information. If you want to ask some question or connect, you can scan this QR code. Yeah, thank you so much.